Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and that's exactly the case in this story you're about to see tonight. It's the story of a cop with a secret past and a jaw-dropping name change.
It's the kind of story only ABC15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskuping could unravel, a story exposing how our justice system continues to fail at a fundamental level.
This is former Phoenix Officer James Beasley. Well, that's what his name used to be. And the picture next to him, that's a hint about his name change. We'll get to that later. But first, while at Phoenix PD, Beasley's misconduct got him on the Brady list in Maricopa County. That's a list of cops with histories of lies, crimes, and other integrity concerns. And it's what happened after he left Phoenix that makes this story a story.
If this came to you, would you have believed it?
No.
Ben Rundle is an ACLU attorney. He knows a lot about how bad Arizona police and prosecutors are at keeping Brady lists.
This is James Beasley, right? He gets put on the Brady list in 2005-ish. He failed to complete at least 19 department reports in a timely manner. In an attempt to rectify the situation, he made untruthful statements to his supervisor. So not only did he do some bad police work, he lied about it.
Now, Beasley resigned. He then went to go work for the Pascua Yaqui PD. It's a tribal area with about 5,000 people just southwest of Tucson.
I mean, would it surprise you that his Brady file, his history, didn't follow him across county lines down to that tribal agency?
No, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
That's failure number one. Records show Beasley's Brady file never got shared with the tribe or Pima County. Another failure has to do with his name change. Beasley worked for the Pascua Yaqui tribe from 2007 to 2017. And in the middle, in 2011, court records show he changed his name from James Beasley to Michael Corleone. Yes, like the movie The Godfather. To be clear, that's a picture of actor Al Pacino. And that's failure number two. Maricopa County's Brady list was never updated with the name change, exposing a loophole that could let other officers escape Brady list pasts.
This is almost like a comedy, except it's not funny. Am I wrong to kind of think of it that way?
No, I don't think that's wrong at all. And unfortunately, I would say that it's a comedic tragedy. It's the responsibility of every law enforcement agency, whether they're working for a tribal nation or whether they're a municipal entity, to double check and confirm that every officer they hire doesn't have misconduct history. And let's be clear, misconduct history doesn't necessarily mean that this employee shouldn't be an officer. But what it means is that this is material that individuals who are arrested by this officer are going to have a right to access. That's their constitutional right.
Brady lists get their name from the 1963 Supreme Court case, Brady v. Maryland. The court ruled you have a right to all exculpatory evidence, like an officer's history of past lies or crimes. It's an offer of evidence police and prosecutors have to make and can't refuse. But in our full disclosure investigation, we found police and prosecutors repeatedly failed to properly track officers like Corleone and turn over their misconduct files. It's why, in 2020, we compiled and published the first comprehensive statewide Brady database anywhere. We've updated it several times and now has more than 1,800 names.
Do you think there's any way to quantify how many cases might be out there where this kind of exculpatory evidence wasn't turned over?
Thousands. There has to be thousands.
And Michael Corleone is a direct example. Now, I'm just outside the reservation where he policed for a decade, so let's start here. When we reached out to the tribe to ask if they knew about Corleone's Brady list past, here's what they told us. The tribe confirms that he was a law enforcement employee. He did not disclose Brady issues when hired or when requested, and he resigned in 2017. Now, sometimes violent or higher level crimes on the reservation are prosecuted by outside agencies. So we also reached out to the Pima County Attorney's Office, and here they don't have Corleone or Beasley on their Brady list. So we simply asked them how many cases he was involved in.
And we got back this spreadsheet showing more than 50 cases, 32 as James Beasley and 21 as Michael Corleone.
And we also reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office because they sometimes prosecute crimes on tribal lands too. So did Beasley/Corleone have any cases with them here at the federal courthouse? Their answer? We do not maintain records to track the information you are seeking.
Generally, law enforcement agencies, and I've said this before, this is not something that's serious to them. They don't take Brady seriously. They don't take misconduct seriously. It's a game. And in this case, it's almost like that cup game where we're going to hide the misconduct information and hopefully you grab the right cup.
I'm investigator Dave Biskuping, ABC15 Arizona.
Records show Michael Corleone is no longer an active officer. We were not able to reach him for comment. We left messages on his phone, email, and social media. We also mailed a letter to Corleone's Tucson area home, but did not hear back. You can find all of Dave's award-winning reporting on the Brady list, plus a searchable and downloadable database of those officers at ABC15.